Stuka Joe here for another test video. This test video will be done with the next game in the queue, which is Secret Weapons of the Third Reich. I'm going to show you a little bit about the equipment that I will be using for this video and probably for many videos to come. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the camera to the other side. I'm going to connect this microphone that I use on the iPhone. And this is where I will be placing the camera. This is a slide which is 40 inches wide. It is a ball bearing slide, very smooth motion. And this is the Manfrotto head. And I have two connectors here, 1 and 2, to give the camera some height. So let's place the camera now on the camera holder here. And we're taking a look at the components. This is a board 18 by 18 inches. And we have some cards here. These are the event cards. And there's a lot of event cards. Some are year specific, so they come into play in a specific year onwards. We have project cards. These are the projects that the players will be working on to create wonder weapons, and they are color coded. The light blue means airship projects that produce either airplanes or flying saucers. The dark blue, technology for submarines or projects relating to submarines. The brown projects are mission projects. They don't produce any weapons, but they are themselves requirements for very other ambitious projects like the German nuclear plan. This is a disruptor type project by the green coloring, but this is the project that would allow Germany, if completed, to develop the atomic bomb and drop it on Washington. And the player who develops the atomic bomb obviously wins the game. And we have another mission project. This is a rocket type project by the purple coloring, the V1 flying bombs. And yes, those are the categories of projects. And in order to complete projects, we have to have technologies. And you see that the projects have various requirements. And some are requirements relating to technologies. For example, this project is in its unapproved side. Just to get it approved, you need an electric generator technology, and this is a transformer technology. And that's where these other cards enter play. These are the technology cards. And you see, for example, that they provide different types of technology, like transformer technology for airships, airship type weapons, flying saucers and planes, and disruptor type weapons. And so you have to get the correct technology for the correct type of weapon the project is producing. So it's pretty challenging, actually. And you can improve your technology type. And this technology type is the Nazi bell. And you see that the U-233 converter, if improved, and these are the cost and improvement to improve it, turns into the Nazi bell, which is a flying saucer type weapon. Okay, and so there's various technologies, and this is the unimproved side, and this is the improved side. And some projects require the improved technology, for example, the improved transformer technology. But I don't want to get too much into details because I want to show you a sample setup, and we have already the tokens in this game. I know that's not a wargamer term, token, but that is what is used. We have two different types of tokens. These small cubes are resource cubes, and the cylinders, scientist cylinders, and we will refer to them as resources and scientists. These chips are used to distinguish which of your projects is in which space on the board. So we have it all set for 4 players, so we're going to start the setup. And the first thing we do, we lay the map like we have done already. And we place this medium-sized black cube on the turn record track here, 1938, the first turn. and the other black cube goes here in the Himmler's favorite track. He has an impact on the type of projects that are being researched, and that's important for requisition attempts in this game. Requisition is an action by which you can steal a project, a technology, or resources, or scientists from other players. This is a semi-cooperative game and semi-competitive. You have to cooperate with other players so that you can save Germany from defeat, but at the end, it's everybody for themselves trying to get the most victory points unless they all lose. But let's continue here. Here we have the four. These are medium-sized cubes that represent each player. We place them in an opaque cup, and a lot of the actions in this game of the procedures are done following player order. And in each turn, and at the beginning of the game, we determine player order. And at the beginning of the game, we draw from a opaque cup. But at the end of the turn, we will do a determination of player order, which is different. But in setup, this is what you do. You draw them randomly from the cup. So the order is orange, purple, yellow, and green. And the next step now is that we shuffle the project cards, which we have here. And by the way, this video is being shot in beautiful 60 frames per second. And I hope it shows. I don't know. What the heck. Okay, so we have the project cards, and I'm going to keep on shuffling them. Now we're going to split the deck in half, and here we go. The first player has a choice. He can choose the top card, or he can choose the bottom card. If he doesn't like the bottom card, he can place it on top, and then he has to keep the next bottom card. And this refusal can only be done once per setup. So in a 4-player game, each player is going to have 2 projects. Okay, so the first player is the orange player. Okay, let's see. We have the cargo U-boats. This is a pretty reasonable project, pretty easy to complete. So the orange player will decide to keep the cargo U-boats. So when a player selects a project, we take a look at the researcher here. It has the researcher has a loyalty of 2 and provides. That means that the researcher provides resources, a resource cube. So we take a resource cube from what we call the orange token reserve, and we place it on the project. Okay, so the next player in the order is the purple player. So the purple player sees that on top we have the Neuschwabenland mission. This is a project that doesn't produce a weapon. It is a mission project, but mission projects are also requirements for the more ambitious projects, like the German nuclear plan, like the death ray gun. So what the player's going to do is, this is a pretty wimpy project, really. So he's going to take a look at the bottom card. And this is the Vril Flying Saucer project. And to get it approved, you only need a mission. And this is a mission here. So what can the player do? He has to decide whether he's going to take this card or not. And the purple player will keep the Vril project. So we place it here with the in his space on the table. It doesn't provide any resources. That's a downside there. Okay, the next player is the yellow player. And now the yellow player can choose a top project, which is Neuschwabenland, or take a look at the bottom project and either take it or refuse it. And the yellow player is a more down-to-earth guy than the purple player. So he says, well, a mission is pretty easy to accomplish, easy victory points. He's going to keep this card. So yellow player keeps the Neuschwabenland project, and it provides 1 resource cube, and we place it there. So the last player in the order is the green player, and the deck currently shows the Death Ray, and this is one of the more ambitious projects. You see that just to get it approved, before placing a project plant on the map, you have to have the electric, how do you call it? Electric generator technology. Let me see if I'm electric generator technology and also transformer technology. But the green player says, yeah, I'm going to go for it. So green player will keep this card, and its researcher gives the project one scientist cylinder. So we've selected one project for each of the players, and in a 4-player game, it's 2 projects per player at the start of the game. So we go back to the orange player, and we have the Haunobu project. This is one of the more interesting and ambitious projects, and let me see if I can focus. Oh, there we are. And the orange player is going to keep the Haunobu card, and it selects the Haunobu card here, and as you can see in the back, it has 2 levels of completion. If you complete the first level, which is not impossible, it's 3 victory points. The second level is, you can see there, you need a lot of technologies. You need either 2 electric generator technologies or 1 improved version of that technology. You need an improved version of the control technology and a gyroscope technology, plus 1 scientist cylinder, a mission completed, a gravitational generator technology, and a transformer technology. Good luck with that, orange player. So, but he's keeping it. So we place it there with his projects, and it provides a cylinder. So we place it there. Now the next player is the purple player. The purple player is he has already a Vril flying saucer project. He can choose from the V1 flying bombs. This is a pretty cool project, not impossible to achieve, or he can pick from the bottom. He's gonna keep this card, so he picks from the top, and we place it here, and that provides 1 cylinder. So we place a cylinder there, and now we have the yellow player. And the yellow player sees at the top of the deck is the V2 rockets project. This is a very good project to complete, and he's going to take it. And just to show you the back of it, it has 2 levels, and you see it's not a lot of requirements for the amount of victory points there. Well, 3 for the level 1, 5 for level 2, and this symbol means you place a project site on the map, and it produces a weapon. Weapons are sources of victory points too. Each weapon produced gives the player 1 more victory point in addition to any victory points for development. So we will place the V2 rockets here. The yellow player selected that, and the Werner von Braun provides 1 scientist cylinder. And now we have the last player is the green player. And what do we have left? The orbital solar gun, one of those very ambitious, crazy projects. He already has the death ray, which is pretty ambitious, so he needs a more realistic project. So he'll pick from the bottom. And the Horton 229 flying wing. This is a very good project, and it is reachable. So he's going to select this project. So we place the card here, and the researchers there provide 1 resource cube. So we place it there. And now what we do is we have given 2 projects, or each player has selected 2 projects. The remaining projects are now shuffled with the technology cards. So let me try to mix them here. Oops. And let's shuffle them a little bit. I'm not a great shuffler, as evidenced here. And here we go. Okay, and the next step is that we are going to place, I'm going to cut the deck. Here you go. And we place the cards on this space, and this forms the technology deck. Now there's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. See if you can see them all. 5 spaces here below the technology deck, in which we place cards, and we take the topmost card and place it in the bottom space. This is the gyro compass technology card. You see it provides two technologies actually, the gyroscope and the control technology, but for project types, the light blue is the airship project types for flying saucers and planes, and the purple is for rockets. Now we take the next topmost card, and it is the long-range batteries, and you can see it provides an electric generator technology, but only for submarine type, U-boat type projects. And take the next technology card, the space mirror. And this technology card provides a theory technology, and we have to take a look at this one here. This one is one of the most interesting ones. When moved to the technology track, like we did now, if orbital solar gun is not owned by any player, examine the deck and place it, that is the orbital solar gun, on top of this card, then reshuffle and refill the track. Otherwise, give this card to the player controlling that project. So, does anybody have the orbital sun? No. Orbital solar gun? No, nobody has it. It was rejected, if you remember. So what we do is we look for it here in our technology deck. See where it is. It's one of those green border. Here it is, the orbital solar gun. And we have to reshuffle the deck. Reshuffle, reshuffle, reshuffle. And I'm going to cut it in half and place it on top again here on the technology deck space. And now we place the orbital sun card on top of the space mirror card, and they both occupy this space. So whoever takes the card in this space takes both. So now we take the next card, which is the Kohler converter, and we place it here in the second space from top to bottom. And the last card is the guidance system technology card, and we place it on in the topmost space right there. So now we have our 5 card space placed here below the technology deck, and there's an action by which players can research technologies and projects, and that's the way they take these technologies and projects and place them, control them actually. And the other action is recruit, where players can play cubes to get either more cubes or cylinders. But that will be explained in detail in the video. This is only a test video. So the next thing that we will do now is we filled the technology track that we did, and now each player has to take 1 scientist cylinder and 3 resource cubes and allocate them to their projects. And so let's do that in player turn order. We take the orange player first. We take 1 scientist and 3 of resource cubes, and we allocate them to their projects. So we have here the cargo U-boats requires 2 resources for approval. So 1 will go there, and this one for approval requires a technology. We'll just split a little bit the difference here. Make sure the U-boats have their scientist. Okay, the next player is the purple player. He only has 1 scientist, but anyway, we have to place now 1 scientist and 3 resource cubes. And we see here that the requirement here for the flying bombs is also this is the gravitational generator. So we're gonna split the wealth here more or less. There you go. The next player will be yellow. So yellow has a mission and the V2 rockets, and he gets 1 scientist, 3 resources. He needs 2 resources to get approved that mission, so that's a no-brainer. And here, this is a pretty ambitious project, so we'll start by giving it 2 resources, and I think the scientists will be needed more here with the V2 rockets. So now the last player in player order is green. And we have scientist and 3 cylinders. You see that the Death Ray needs technologies as requirements to get it approved. But this is one of the more complex projects. Horton is not too shabby either in complexity. So we're going to split the wealth here. And I'm going to give the scientist, there you go. So it's going to be the same types of tokens on both sides. So we already provided those resources and the scientists. Next, the small white cubes, the weapons, common benefit chips, and red, blue, and black chips are placed nearby for later use. We already did that. These are, see, I can zoom in. These are chips that we use to mark the advances of the Soviets, and these blue ones of the Allies. You see those blue and red arrows. They start advancing eventually, starting in 1943, into occupied Germany and making space or sites less available for the Germans. So space becomes a problem. And here we have the weapons cubes that if a project or a technology produces a weapon cube, we place this on top of the card. And there are certain projects that can be shared by all players, like the U-boats, the missions. Here is if one mission is completed, it can be shared as a requirement by all players. And when 2 or more, we flip it. And this one reads, weapon production goal fulfilled. Still don't know what that one's about. Or when do you use it? And the Electro Boot can be shared also. So this is already there. And the next step is that we place aside all marked cards as entering the game in 1940 or later. Okay, these are event cards, which there's a process by which they are selected each turn. We have to take out those, for example, like this one, because we begin in 1938. So I'll just take out those cards that have dates on them. Okay, you can take a look. Some cards are actually projects, like the V3 Super Cannon. You see, this is a rocket type project. It gives a victory point, and it produces a project plant which we place on the map and a weapon. So take out all these cards with dates, and here we have another project, Sound Cannons. And this is a Death Ray type project. And you see that many of the cards, when they are played, will force the resolution of a bombardment. And bombardment is represents the Allied bombing of Germany. You see here that at the beginning of the game, 1938, there's no bombardment. But starting with 1940, any site from this area up can be bombed. For example, Paris can be bombed, as well as here is Telemark. And you have here this U-boat base number 1. And then 1941 and 42, any of these sites here can be bombed. And 1943, you're not looking, sorry. 1943, these sites can be bombed. So, sorry about that. Okay. Continue taking out, here's another project, the Flying Saucer project. See, we have all the projects with no dates. So those are the ones that begin the game. And we place the event cards. And there's an event card that is optional, that the players, it's called the Turncoat event card, which, it comes in later. Let me see here. It comes in later during the game. And players have to, at the beginning of the game, agree either to use this event or not, because it converts one of the players in basically a traitor. And to win the game, you have to make sure that the minimum number of weapons that players have to produce collectively is not achieved. So this is a cooperative game. If we're playing with 4 players, there is a requirement for the players not to all lose collectively, that they have to produce 8 weapons or more at the end of the game. If they produce less, they all lose. None of them has a chance to win. But if you're the turncoat, you want them to lose. And you want that requirement, the weapon production goal, not to be fulfilled in order to have a chance of winning. And you have to make sure that they have lost 8 victory points of in bombardments and advances. So, they'll probably smell you if you're the turncoat, the way you play the game, I suppose. But this is a cool aspect of this game, and it's not mandatory. It's optional, but it sounds really interesting, especially when you're playing a 4-player game, when you have the highest number of players in the game. So these are the event cards, and these would be ready now, and we place them aside. So that is the setup in Secret Weapons of the Third Reich. I've been filming in 60 frames per second, and this is a test video. It's 26 minutes long, so it's pretty long actually. So I hope it gives you an idea of what's coming. Of course, the video is going to be a little bit more formal. I just wanted to test the game a little bit. I haven't played the game. I'm going to show you examples of play of the game, but I can tell you this game is something different. It is highly innovative, and it is on a topic that I haven't seen any other game on. And even though it's a worker placement game, it puts you in the mindset, of having your country about to be overrun, and you have to create this miracle weapon to save everybody. So this is Stuka Joe signing off for now. Thanks for watching.